Hey, it's Abby from 41more.com, and today I want to tell you about a music appreciation curriculum that we got to try out. So it's Music Appreciation, Book 2 for the middle grades, and it's by Zeezok Publishing. And what you get when you purchase this curriculum is this student workbook. It's for grades 5 through 8, middle school. And what's really cool about this is instead of being a textbook-based curriculum where they're just reading about the music history and learning about music appreciation in just a dry book format, it's actually based around biographies. So you will get 9 biographies about composers, okay? And this curriculum, as your students read through the biography about the composer, then they do student activity pages, they listen to music by this composer, and it's really great as a living book curriculum because, like I said, instead of using just a dry, boring textbook, they're actually reading these biographies, which you can tell they're not huge. The font is fairly, readable for the middle grades. It's not overwhelming. There's illustrations, and it's interesting for the middle grades as a way to use living books to study music appreciation. So what you get when you purchase, you get the 9 biographies, okay? And you get this student book. Every student does need their own book, and there are worksheets in here and different ways to use this curriculum, which I will explain to you in this review. So let's chat about how the different components of this curriculum work together. So you have the student book, and in the student book, they do map out for each week a suggested schedule of what your students will complete. Now remember, this curriculum is made to go with biographies. So most of the learning will be through reading the biographies. And as they read certain pages, your students will come back to this book. And what's also interesting is it's not just music appreciation in like how did this composer write and what are the characteristics of his music. It weaves in culture and geography, even recipes, like what country is this composer living in, what time period, what kind of things are influencing his writing, which is a really great way to study music appreciation. So it's not just, let's talk about what is a quarter note, what is a half note, although it does include that, but it includes a well-rounded look at the whole music of these composers. So in here, like I said, there will be a schedule at the beginning of each week suggesting what your child works through each day. And all the workbook pages are in here. I'll show you some close-up shots in just a minute. So this curriculum is set up to give you 4 weeks for each composer. And so with 9 composers, 9 books, 9 biographies, that will take you through a whole school year, okay? So 4 weeks for each composer. So the main components would be the student activity books, the biographies, and then there is an app and a QR reader where your child can take your smartphone and go ahead and use that QR reader, and it will take them to either a YouTube video with more information or even the music of that composer. So if you don't want to be hunting down, like let's listen to Chopin and let's find some of this famous music that he composed, you can just use that QR reader and your smartphone, or online, you can also go to a site that they will give you and you can just click on that link. It'll take you right to that music. So your children are being able to listen to the music as well. It also takes them to interesting extra information, either about the music itself or about the culture of the country that this composer was living in, or anything else that would give a well-rounded experience for your kids. So the things that come with this curriculum, like I said, are the student book and the biographies, but they also give you prompts for creating a student notebooking journal. So if your family enjoys notebooking, they do help you with that and give you ideas for what other things to look into and how to include that in some more assignments. Two other last things I'll mention is they do have a lap book product that you can purchase separately if you enjoy lap books, and they do have coloring pages as well, especially if you want the younger kids in your family to also experience some of this course, but they're not ready to actually do the workbook or the notebooking. You could purchase coloring pages. So in this review period, we were not able to finish the whole course, but I did take a look ahead, and what you can expect is pretty much a predictable pattern like what's set up in the beginning. So a lot of culture, history, geography, along with music appreciation, music theory, and all of those components continue throughout the series. There's also a really neat component such as character qualities that are mentioned for each of the composers, which gives a really neat added benefit that you might not find in every music appreciation course out there. And so this is just a great curriculum for your middle school students, but it's very flexible because I think you could use it for a lot younger as well, and it might just take more parent involvement. And so that's what you can expect from this curriculum. So here's our recommendations for this curriculum, Music Appreciation, Book 2 for the Middle Grades by Zeezok Publishing. So it is suggested for grades 5 through 8. My sixth grader, my rising sixth grader, was the one who tried this out. Now, he is a really voracious reader, and he reads all the time. And so I would say he's above grade level in reading. And he found the biographies a little below his liking. He kind of felt like they were a little babyish. So what I take from that is if your students are right on track with their reading level and they're reading pretty much on level or below, they will probably do well with this. But because he was kind of like, he likes more challenging reading. So what I'm taking from that is that my next child, who is just going into first grade this year, I think I'm going to be able to use this with her in about second or third grade. And I think she's going to be able to actually read these biographies. So I would say there's a lot of leeway there with what grades you can use. So if you have an eighth grader that's really mature, really well above on reading, they're probably going to feel like this is a little bit below them. So that's why I say like the content is probably right on with middle school as far as the history, geography, and the music. But if your kids are really strong readers and they're reading, young adult kind of literature and they really enjoy that, they might feel like this is a little below them. So like I said, it's for middle school, and I do think the content validates that. But the reading level of the biographies, if your kids are used to reading harder stuff, they might feel like it's a little below them. And so that's what I found with my sixth grader. So I do intend on using this for my youngest in about a year or two. I think she'll be able to actually read those biographies in second or third grade, and I'm going to use it for her. So that's kind of our recommendation since we've used it and tried it out. I think that's kind of where I find myself. But this is great. I'm a piano teacher myself and a homeschool mom, and so I have never actually used an official music appreciation course in my homeschool. My kids all take private music lessons, and I teach private music lessons. So I think this is awesome. I personally didn't even have this experience in a private Christian school growing up. We did not have this kind of really comprehensive music appreciation. I didn't have this till I got to college. So I really am impressed with the quality of this. And what I also love is that you're not just learning music appreciation in a vacuum, because the same with people that write books or that do anything, they have their culture that's influencing them, their actual point in history, the country they're in. I mean, there are so many things that influence what we come up with as creatives, and these composers are no different. They're living in a certain point in history, in a certain country and culture, and that's affecting their music. And so I think it's a really awesome curriculum. It's also great because your kids who don't take music lessons and who all of this might be new to them, it's not overwhelming. They're going to be able to understand it. The music theory is presented in a way that they can get. All right. And I also love the fact that it quickly takes you online to hear the music, to see videos. So it's well-rounded. So if your kids are like, I'm getting tired of reading biographies and they need some visuals, you click on those QR codes or go to their site, their app, and you get over there. My son watched a really interesting video on YouTube about the history of Poland when he was reading about Chopin. So it was really cool. And he was like, wow, that was neat. And so it really helps them understand the era and the culture which these composers are writing in. And like I said, there's also fun things like recipes. And so your kids are going to have hands-on opportunities to learn this information. So I hope this review has been helpful, and I really hope you check out more reviews from the Homeschool Review Crew. I'll put the link below. You can click on that. Also check out Zeezok Publishing, and go ahead and click this link to check out. I'll put a link below for this actual product so you can see what's included and you can read more about it on their website as well. Happy homeschooling.